Welcome to the first episode of Rivalries in Arm Wrestling.
Rivalries.
Yeah, today we're going to talk about biggest heavyweight rivalry, more than 8 years. Every year, almost every year, they met on table, arm wrestled, and two of the most dominant heavyweights ever. We're talking about Andrey Pushkar and Denis Cyplenkov. Like the video right now, you know it's going to be good. Today we're going to talk about these two heavyweights, which rivalry started in 2006.
2006.
2006.
In Crimea.
In Ukraine.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
So they met in a super match. I think Denis was just started arm wrestling. Not just, but maybe a few years.
He had experience in arm wrestling before. He had competed in some Moscow championships and then local championships, and basically he came from strongman, or in Russia it's called extreme, silovoy extreme,
silovoy extreme,
strength extreme.
Yeah.
And he was young as well.
Yeah.
He's born 1982,
and
so in 2006 he was 24 years old or young.
Andrey was born in
85.
So Andrey was younger, but Andrey was already one of the top heavyweights in the world at that time. With juniors and everything, he did a good transitions and
already
maybe not the highest top
already
level.
2004 we remember he and Alexei Voyevodin Europeans, and he pulled it also at World Championship good, and he was world level arm wrestler already like top 3 in heavyweights in the world.
So you remember this match?
I do remember.
Yeah, I was too young for that.
Also one Latvian was there. Our teammate Ainars Cirpons was pulling against Artyom Tainov in a super match. Same event. It was other events. I don't remember who was other fights. And main event was Denis against Andrey. And Andrey already was well-known arm wrestler, and basically, if just
who was favorite at that time?
I believe Andrey, because just a regular strongman or bodybuilder comes out, and I think arm wrestling world was in a shock that someone came out and beat.
And he beat very. He wasn't most technical, but he stopped Andrey in every moment.
He did everything good.
He did everything good.
Yeah, and Andrey same. Andrey was attacking as he usually do, just going for crazy side press, trying to push through, and then it's just catch him on a biceps with good hand, and he looked really not surprised, but satisfied with that he can do it, and I think even
at the end he was just like
but
shirts came off, and
first few fights he was so happy with himself that he can beat probably best or one of the best that time in the world, and with ease.
With left arm, and he looked very good, and I think that was the point where Denis Cyplenkov was born, and everyone in arm wrestling world was introduced to Denis Cyplenkov. So
year before, Denis pulled in I think it was Moscow championship, city championship, and he lost against Ivan Matushenko. I think he was second. So
I have seen that video. It's still going on.
So 1 year, and he has improved a lot.
Yeah. So 2007 they didn't meet, but Andrey pulled in.
2007 was a Zloty Tur, and
Andrey pulled there, and
Andrey was there. Andrey won left arm and
open.
Right arm as well category, but in the open category he lost against
John Brzenk.
Yeah.
Skip next year, Andrey wasn't there, Denis was there. Similar situation. He won the category, both arms, won overall left arm, and lost to John Brzenk.
With right arm,
with right arm.
2008.
2008. We skip forward 2009.
Like next official tournament, next official fight. They are maybe they met before. I don't know, but
we found the biggest events. So we're gonna talk about Zloty Turs, A1s, and some super matches that he had in between. 2009. Left arm, Denis looks incredible. Wins overall, wins class. With right arm, he has a tough final in 95 plus versus Andrey, which he wins but that just takes all of his energy. That he doesn't have anything left for.
It's 2009. It's like 3 years later, and everyone thinks that Andrey has get stronger. In those years, he was winning WAF Worlds.
Yeah.
He was competing good, and
with left arm.
it seems like okay, he could get maybe closer to Denis, and still with left arm, it's more or less same story as 2006, and nothing has changed much. With right arm, it's much better.
Much better. Much closer. Much
and
closer.
Andrey was pulling smarter. He was not going just side. He was not pressing just side. He was going more top roll, working more with back pressure, and he took Denis' wrist.
Yeah. But still, Denis, in his fashion,
and he was able to get in a position. And I was there. I remember that fight. I was watching and saying like, okay, regrip, get a little better position, press, and watching that fight, I thought that Andrey will win. Yeah. But Denis, as always, has incredible biceps lock, incredible biceps strength, and he's able to hold in those terrible positions. And it was not too far for Andrey to win, but still Denis, even in losing position, looked like he can still, if it's necessary, hold for longer.
In that year, right arm winner was John Brzenk. Second place was Rustam Babayev. Yeah. Third place, Andrey Pushkar. Seventh place, Denis Cyplenkov.
It was open class. That was the thing. I think almost all years later, all those years when they met in a qualification, they never fight again. Yeah. Usually just they wait till last round.
That was one big lesson.
2009 they were fighting, and then in open class they both were done. Yeah. John. Maybe he was the strongest. Who knows? He could maybe win anyway, both of them. Yeah. But we will never know, because Andrey and Denis, they just killed each other in a category.
Yeah. So 2010, Denis comes back with vengeance. He wants to beat everyone. They are smarter with Andrey. They don't fight in 95 plus categories. He beats everyone there, and he wins overall. And he finally beats John Brzenk.
John Brzenk is in Zloty Tur 2010, but John Brzenk that time was not in a shape at all. He was, I think, it was right after shoulder injury or something, and he was not close in his best shape, and he was pulling only because he was invited, and he said, okay, I will do this. Before, previous year, he pulled against Denis
in a super match.
In a super match in the summer. Yeah. He won that
5-1. It was 5-1. So
it was good match, close match, and he won as well 2009 Zloty Tur, and 2010 John lost against Rustam Babayev. John lost against Denis. It was not the same John, and we can't take it, I think, too seriously. But still, Denis won. Yeah. And if we talk about Andrey and Denis, the 2010. Denis was better in all aspects. Like 2009, it was a war. Then 2010, it more or less, it was very, very confident win for Denis.
So 2011 was a tricky year. We can't find good footage from it, but what we know is Denis won right arm, and Andrey won left arm. That was the year when Travis Bajent was there.
I remember that year. I was there as well.
Yeah.
It was incredible starting list or incredible names. Yeah. It was a lot of USA armwrestlers. Travis Bajent, Jerry Calderot was there. Todd Hutchings was there. From Europe,
Trubin, I think.
Trubin was there. Hadjumrat Zaluja or Latvian Norman Thompson pulled in a heavyweight class. Big names, Matushenko, Sergei Patrikeyev.
Yeah, it was.
And of course, both
Andrey and Denis.
Andrey and Denis.
What we saw that Andrey won on fouls. Denis fouled out.
I remember in a weight category. In a weight category, Denis won both arms.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, Andrey just gave up.
Yeah.
So Denis won left arm, and Denis won right arm, both. In a open class, they pulled twice, and I think, or first time even, but in an open class, Andrey won, but he didn't actually pin Denis.
Yeah, he got on fouls, but if someone knows, just post a video or just give us information. We can't quite remember what's the second match. When did he pin him, or it was on fouls, or what was the situation there?
I think it was the same. Yes. And actually before always till that time, Denis was very confident with left arm, excuse me, and Andrey wasn't able to do much against. This time, actually opposite.
Yeah. Andrey
did better with left and not so good with right arm.
They switch it up a little bit in the middle of everything. 2012, Russian national open class. They had open where they was some little bit of super match, something weird.
No. It was a normal Russian national championship.
Yeah. And
after national championship, they did like a open class champion. So winners and best, but it was not. It was some limited number of people, or they did like similar like in A1.
Yeah.
They had the groups and. Top 8, best in every group, first 2 get to pull in a super match after those qualifications. So it was special open class tournament.
So they did right arm super match.
Yeah, and Andrey there was as a guest.
Yeah.
He didn't pull it in a regular tournament. Yeah. He pulled just in this for spectators or make it to.
Yeah, for fans, just for fans. And this was very good match. This was again another close one that Denis won. And at some points, if you look at the match, it looks like Andrey gonna have it. You know, it's just so close, but still Denis won. But after that, he had nothing left, and he lost Arsen Lelev after that. And it was first place Arsen, second Denis, third.
It was war, and it's very popular video where. This final fight, Arsen against Denis Cyplenkov, and Arsen won at final. But again, we have to understand that it was after war before Andrey and Denis, because Andrey and Denis met in a semi-final.
Oh, yeah, they killed each other.
And the other semi-final was Arsen Lelev and I think Hadjimradzaluyev was other final, and Arsen won that, and so Arsen more or less was fresh. Denis was already.
2012 Zloty Tur, Denis wasn't there. It was just Andrey, and it was Andrey who won everything. Plus 95 in open class, easy. So 2013, first they met on, again, Russian nationals, but they made a super match this time. They didn't do the open class, they had the super match, best of 5, right arm, and it was such an easy victory for Denis. It was, compared to the year before, it was just super easy for Denis.
It's sometimes hard to say, like, is Denis better, is Andrey not so good, but it was in summer, and we have to remember those times Andrey was still actively competing in a European and World WAF Championship. Yeah. So it was a summer,
more and high-level competitions.
A lot of other competitions to prepare to be in shape. Denis could just focus on those events, professional. Yeah. And one more thing, all the time Andrey was competing in Europeans and Worlds.
But he's doping tested.
Definitely, it was very possible that he have to do a doping test.
Yeah.
And.
It's hard to keep up with some guys.
Yeah, so they were not in a similar position that time.
So we go forward in the year 2013, and left arm in Zloty Tur, and left arm plus 95 kilo, and open Denis wins easy, very easy. Right arm plus 95 kilo final. He and Dave Chaffee basically kills themselves. Like, just one of the first times when someone other than Andrey really stopped him in these years, when he was fresh, and that was the moment I would say Dave Chaffee arrived, you know, and they kill each other, and then again in open, I don't think Denis even competed there. I think Chaffee went. but Andrey won. Andrey won. Yeah, Andrey was third in plus 95, and he won overall because they killed each other in a final. And that happens when two strong guys meet each other.
That's the thing of double elimination tournaments.
Yeah.
If there are more than just one or two
who's the
very
same
strong
level
at similar level, you can never know who was really stronger, one of them.
Yeah. 2014, A1, Denis wins with left arm. Again, right arm, same scenario. They meet with Dave Chaffee, kill each other, and at the end, Andrey Pushkar wins.
2014 A1, it was in Vladikavkaz in Russia, and John Brzenk was there. Dave Chaffee was there as well. Todd Hutchings, and in
Rustam Babayev. There was a lot of big names.
A lot of strong Europeans. And in semi-final, Dave Chaffee versus Denis, and other semi-final was John Brzenk and Andrey Pushkar.
They did again like best of two, something like that.
And Denis and Dave, it was a not easy fight at all, and Denis was. It took a lot of him, and Andrey won. At that time, John as well, not the same John as we know before, and Andrey won just with a flash, with just one move. So he was more than fresh in the final.
Yeah. So this was the last year before basically Denis went into retirement, and then basically he just he didn't compete. So after that, it was every Zloty. It was Andrey. There was no one else.
It was Denis, but there are always no empty space. So what's happening?
We have
Levin.
We have Levin.
Like other big names.
Everyone comes in place. But they were supposed to have a match in 2018, but tragically, Andrey was in a car crash and died, and we lost one of the best heavyweights. And just doing research for this video, like since 2006, there was just 3 winners in open class in Zloty Tur up to 2014 or something like that. Even more, I think even more. Andrey won even more. It was Andrey, it was Denis, and it was John Brzenk. So just 3 names. And again, if you look back up until Dave Chaffee come into the scene, no one, just John Brzenk could stop Denis, and there was no one else. And it's hard even to define how strong these guys were. If you look at, everyone talks about everyone who looks flashy, but if you look at the record, look on the paper, the hardest tournament in the world, just dominated by 3 guys, and just Denis was. Most of the times, Andrey was trying to catch him every time. It was very hard, and he was successful if there was someone else who helped him to beat him. But Denis is, I would say, just by I never thought of this so much as when I did this video, just the research, and there's no one stronger than Denis. He just like made a mark. I don't know what's the argument for past years when he came. John has done his thing.
John, if you're talking about strongest,
of course,
2009 they had a super match.
I'm talking about this timetable, you know. But since when John left, you know, Denis arrived, because like you said, the space is never empty. This great rivalry. They spent it more than 8 years, and some years they met more than we talked about. But
I believe in more than 10 years. It's from 2006.
2006 up in 2014.
2014.
So
okay,
8 years, maybe just a little bit less,
years,
something in between.
And it started actually in Krima, and Krima is a city where Denis is born.
Oh.
He's theoretically competing. Competing from Russia, and he lives like
but
Moscow right now or somewhere. But he's from Krima, and it's his hometown. So good place to start his career. And
okay, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have ideas for other rivalries, because there's a lot of guys that are just on each other every year. Yeah, we're gonna talk about this, but these were the biggest names, biggest heavyweights, I think, of our time, of past 20 years.
Yeah, last decade.
Last decades, yeah. So like the video, share it with your friends, leave a comment if you have any ideas, and stay strong and love arm wrestling.